Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a 2018 model year launch, although it looks like the standard Blancpain 50 Fathoms reference 5015. It is the 5015 in grade 23 titanium, so if you don't like the polished look of the steel model, if you want a display case back, if you want a watch that is wearably light on the wrist, but unmistakably iconic in appearance, this is the one to get. Released 1 year after the titanium blue model, this is perhaps for the purist who wants something a little bit more traditional. The watch is still 45 millimeters in diameter, 15.7 millimeters thick, and 50.6 from lug tip to lug tip with a 23 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And I actually think this fits. This looks okay to me. It's a big watch, but I don't think I need the 5010 and the 42.3 millimeter case. You can also see it's probably thinner than you'd expect for a 300 meter diver with 3 barrels, automatic winding, and a 5-day power reserve. There's your over the top, which always exaggerates the width of a watch. And then here's your down the barrel. So I'd say 16 centimeter circumference, wrists and up, game on. You can wear this watch. The strap is the well-established Blancpain sailcloth. These straps last forever. They're decade straps. You can see rubber on the bottom to protect the textile from the moisture, heat, sweat, oil, and grit of the wrist, but also the textile on the top so it'll never tear through, giving it substance and durability. We have a matching 50 Fathoms branded titanium pin buckle. And one element that I like about these titanium models is that the case flanks are very softly satinated and brushed rather than bright and polished. This is a better fit for a tool-style watch, even if this is admittedly a very elite tool-style watch. Taking a look at the strap, it's fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is more expensive than spring bars, but also safer and more secure. We got a big crown in screw-down fashion, 300 meter water resistance, 120 click bezel. Let's hear it. Unlike the excessively smooth glide of, say, a Grand Seiko Cartier Calibre de Cartier diver or maybe a Rolex dive watch, this is a very mechanical, almost gritty bezel feel, and it's a lot louder, it's more vocal, and it's a sharper detent than a lot of other 120-click bezels. But it's got the 120 clicks, so it's quite precise. Now, you see this cambered sapphire over the bezel? That first became a thing on the 50 Fathoms with the 2003 anniversary watch, and it recalls the acrylic caps to the bezels of historic 50 Fathoms, but unlike most watches that have sapphire capped bezels, this one has a cambered or rounded sapphire that looks like it's permanently wet or a dewdrop over the bezel. It shields the bezel from scratches, which means the entire bezel can be painted with super luminova and there's no danger of the luminova being scratched off. You can see how thoroughly the bezel is loomed every 5 minutes and every single one of the first 15 minutes of the dive visible. We have quarter Arabic numerals on the dial with what I would describe as a combination of broadsword syringe hybrid hands. And the dial has the well-known 5015 center disc dial that a lot of people miss on the 5010. So you've got that disc inboard of the indices and the numerals. I actually like that they don't replace an index or a numeral with the date. That means we have a fully calibrated dial with all the indices 1 through 12. And then we've got stop seconds. If you want to set it to a reference time, we've got the lovely historic 50 Fathoms logo. We do have a quick set system for the date if you need to set it. And then out back, not every 5015 has a display case back, but this one does. You can see the 1315 movement. It's the automatic adaptation of the 13RO. These are excellent timekeepers, and I mean like 1 second a day gained. 4 hertz beat rate, 35 joules, 3 barrels in series, 5-day power reserve, that's 120 hours. It's a 6-position adjustment, which is 1 more than a standard chronometer. It's got an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring. It's got KIF shock protection, which is sort of the boutique upscale alternative to Inca block. You can see it's a free-sprung balance with timing done using variable inertia screws in the balance for shock resistance and also for precision. The sort of snailing across the bridges is a beautiful alternative to Côte de Genève. The bevels are rounded and mirrored, and while this is done with a high-tech mechanical process, the effect looks artisanal and far better than the similarly mechanical but less convincing bevels on Audemars Piguet watches. And this has only made a few steps hops and jumps from Audemars factory. They're both in the Vallée du Jeu in Le Sentier. You can see we've got hollows or bevels within the jewel sinks, and all screw heads are mirror finished. We've also got a lovely solarization on the ratchet wheel. It is a great looking movement and still technically ahead of most of the pack in the dive watch space. This is probably my grail diver. I hope it's yours too, and if it is, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. One last quick note, because I realize I mentioned this is titanium, but some people ask me, what is grade 23 titanium? Well, it's more like grade 5 than grade 2. Grade 5 is what's known as 6-4, so 6% aluminum, 4% vanadium. This is more like 2.5, so 6% aluminum and 2.5% vanadium. There are other secondaries and tertiaries, but the important thing here is the addition of 0.2% of palladium, which means it's even less susceptible to corrosion, which is why grade 23 is often the grade of titanium specifically selected for medical implants. So that is where grade 23 titanium sits in the hierarchy.